Hi guys, welcome to our channel. We are two of the three sisters. Other sister is still not here. We'll get her here eventually. Or just change our name. We'll see what happens. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Erin.
Today we're going to go over our November TBR. And we're going to start with our book club book for the month, which is The Warded Man.
Her husband picked it.
He did. He was going... So we decided to do book club, and Phil invited himself into it.
And he tried to get himself kicked out.
Yeah, it was his turn to pick a book. And he's like, I'm going to pick like a Ford manual and get myself kicked out of book club. And we're like, you weren't invited to book club.
You weren't invited in the first place.
But this book looks like it's actually going to be good. I'm like 12 pages into it at this point, so I know a lot about it, right? And it's by Peter V. Brett. Thanks for having easy names to say, Peter.
Good man.
So, this book, just like, I don't know a ton about it, so I'll just kind of briefly talk about it. It follows, I think, 3 characters. And so they live in this world where there's these things called corelings, and it sounds like they're like demons. And these corelings come and they set things on fire. Man, lots of book club books about fire.
That's true.
That's nice.
Did now entering out into the last month, so.
And that one was all about fire starters, so.
Yes, it was.
Who were demons.
That's true.
Anyway, so, and it says that, like, in the past, humans were on the same page as these corelings, and you could kind of fight them, and now you can't. And it's an ancient magic that's been lost, and so it says that there's some sort of tragedy that happens, and these 3 young people end up together on a quest. So I'm excited to see. I think there's 5 books total in the series. We're only reading the first one, but
yeah, can you imagine?
all in one month.
All 5.
Yeah. So this is on both of our TBR for this month.
So I want to read The Beautiful by Renee Audier. I don't really know a whole lot about this one, honestly. Just that it was supposed to be the book that like brings back vampires.
I didn't know
vampires
had left.
They kind of did, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they peaked with Twilight, and then it's been downhill since then. But this is supposed to kind of bring it back. All I know is it's like set in New Orleans, 1800s, and they're supposed to be like scary vampires, not just like the.
Yeah. They don't sparkle in the sun.
Yes, I've read like 2 chapters. It's been good so far, so we'll see.
I've heard good things about it.
Oh, have you? Haven't heard anything yet.
On book 2. So the next book on my TBR is, it says book 7 on here.
That's
I've been
nice.
trying to count.
You've been trying to count.
There's a lot. So A Crown of Swords, book 7 by Robert Jordan in his Wheel of Time series. Honestly, I have no idea where Robert Jordan is going with any of this stuff. I'm excited to read the next one. The last one was good. It had some exciting stuff at the end. There's weird stuff going on that it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And Phil spoiled some of the romance for me, so I know that it's gonna be weird. But yeah, so I'm excited to read the next book. Well, I always have to do these audiobook. I don't know that I could sit down and read it. I'm not that into it. So
Really liked it, but I'm not that into it.
Couldn't sit down and read it.
Sit down and read it. So I want to read The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I don't remember a whole lot about what this one. It's like zombies, I think. The Bone Houses, like that's what they call the zombies. I think.
That's kind of a cool. We should start saying that with Nicole. She doesn't like the word
We're not allowed
zombie.
to say the word zombie.
She says it's the Z word.
The Z word.
So yeah, we can start calling them.
Yeah,
bone
they own
houses.
like the main character's family owns like a graveyard, and there's the corpses come back to life sometimes or something. So I thought it sounded interesting.
It does sound interesting. And next on my list is A Gathering of Shadows. This is a second book. I don't know what the series is called. The first one was A Darker Shade of Magic. It's the second one. And I've gotten a little bit into it, probably about 100 pages or so. But it's really good. It's interesting because A Darker Shade of Magic, so that focuses on, there's these people that have a certain type of magic and they can travel between different worlds. And so there's 3 different Londons. There's Red London, Grey London, and White London. And then there's Black London that's like not talked about. It's taboo, and and it was corrupt and it destroyed itself because of magic. It was really good. And it's interesting because that one kind of ended. It resolved itself. And so this one has like a totally different storyline, but it relate, like you would still need to read Darker Shade of Magic to know what was going on. But
does it follow the same characters?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been really good though. And I did switch to audiobook for this one because it's read by Catherine Redding and Michael Kramer, and I love them. They read the entire Wheel of Time series. They do the Stormlight Archive series, and Michael Kramer does Mistborn. They just do a really good job, and so it's made it even more fun.
Another book I want to read is Kingdom of Souls. This is one that I don't really remember a whole lot what it was about. I have a lot of holes in the library, and they show up, and I'm like, I don't remember. I think this one is like she's from a family of witch doctors, but she doesn't have any magic, and there's like an old demon that's like coming back to life, and she has to do something to stop it or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be good.
The cover looks interesting. It looks kind of Jumanji. That's what I think of when I look at it.
I can see that.
Yeah. So next on my list is Blood of Elves. This is the first full book in the Witcher series. There's two like prequel books, two books that are just full of short stories. And my understanding is it's good to read the short stories before you start the series. So I just finished those. Ready to do Blood of Elves is the first one. And I'm really excited. I've been enjoying this series, enjoying the world. It follows, there's kind of four main characters that it follows. Geralt of Rivia, who's the Witcher. Yennefer is the witch. And then there's Ciri. She's a princess, not the person on your phone that helps you do things. And then, oh no, there's one more. He's a poet, and he dances and sings, and oh, I can't remember his name. I'm so sad. It's like Bombadil.
What? You're reading The Witcher, not Lord of the Rings.
It'll come to me. I don't know.
Okay, and then I have The Harp of Kings by Juliet Marillier. I think it's Marillier. I'm not 100% sure. She's my favorite author, though. This is a new series she came out with. I don't really know what this one's about, either. I'm doing great.
Yeah, you are.
I imagine that there's going to be a harp and some kings. She writes historical fantasy books, and they're all set in Ireland. So, I really like them.
Alright, the next book on my TBR for November is The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. This is the second book in the 5th season series.
Broken Earth.
Thank you. Broken Earth.
Broken Earth trilogy.
That's embarrassing.
I haven't even finished the first one.
I haven't even finished the first one. That's more embarrassing. Yeah. So I don't know a ton about what this one is going to be about, and it's the second one, so obviously I wouldn't want to spoil it anyway. But so it follows the world is ending, and it follows characters. So there you go.
I feel hooked already. Then I have the Magnolia Sword, A Ballad of Mulan. This is supposed to be kind of like a Mulan retelling, I guess. Yeah, I've started it. I'm not super far in, but it's been pretty good so far. I'm excited to see where it goes, because I read Spin the Dawn in September, which was supposed to be like a Mulan retelling, and I didn't really like it. So I have high hopes for this one.
Gotta find that Mulan retelling.
That's right.
Okay, the next 3 on my list are books that I've started. I just haven't made it through. So, Dragonbone Chair. So this is book 1 in Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. And it's by Tad Williams. I've been reading this one for a long time. And it's good. I just read this one before I go to bed. And
so at like 6 p.m.
Yep. Especially now that it's dark. But yeah, so it's taken me a while to get through it. So I really want to finish it this month. But yeah, so it follows Simon is our main character, and he works at the castle, and then he ends up being apprenticed to the wizard that lives there. So it's a pretty classic adventure story, fantasy. It's really good.
Okay, the next book I have is The Babysitter's Coven by Kate Williams. Yeah, Kate Williams. I was so excited to read this.
That looks fun.
It like came out forever ago and I had it on hold at the library and it took them forever to get it in. It was so painful. So this one's about this girl, I don't know what her name is, let's see. Esme.
Oh.
So she just like babysits in high school to make money, and so she started like this little babysitters club, and this other girl shows up and I'm pretty sure she's like kind of wild and not really the one that you'd expect in like a babysitters club, but her mom left her a note to find the babysitters club, and so it's the babysitters coven, so I imagine there's some sort of magic that's going to happen. I just thought it sounded kind of funny.
It does sound funny.
Kind of like adorable.
Coven makes me think of vampires.
It's a coven of witches. I don't know, vampires. Do vampires live in covens?
I thought so.
They probably do. I don't know.
We'll look it up, and if
Maybe
I'm
The
right,
Beautiful will tell me by Renee Audier.
Ooh.
Got witches and vampires happening this month.
And they're the Colons. The
The
Colons living in a coven. All right,
It's like
so
a cult and a coven.
okay, so next I have The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. But so this follows Locke Lamora. It's our character. Yeah, right? And he is a thief, but he is a very like showy, dramatic thief. He doesn't just pick pockets. He goes all out, and it's crazy. And but yeah, so he starts out. It's kind of a weird book where it does like what Locke, how he like came to be where he is. It does flashbacks, and then the next chapter is the present. And a lot of times like the past that you're seeing relates to the present chapter. So it's really cool how he did it. I'm really enjoying this book, and I'm excited to finish it. And then there's 2 more in the series, and Scott Lynch is slowly getting the rest out, which is so upsetting. But yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited because I was in Portland and I found the pretty cover. I think the new cover isn't as pretty as this cover. I like this one.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So then another book I want to read this month is The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I'm going to try my hand at adult romance. See how it goes. So this one's about a girl whose parents are divorced, and they got divorced because her dad flies airplanes, but he like owns his own charter company or something, but they live in like super remote Alaska. And her mom just couldn't do it anymore, so they ended up getting divorced. And so then at the beginning of the book, her dad gets sick, and so she has to go back to Alaska to see him. And they've been estranged. And I imagine that the romance is going to be between her and some guy in Alaska, and it'll be like, we can't do what my parents did. So we'll see.
Spoiler. You haven't even read it. You're spoiling it for yourself.
It's a romance book. Are there spoilers in romance books?
No.
No.
There's not. The last book on my November TBR is Dead House Gates by Steven Erikson, and this is the second book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series. And I am in the minority. Apparently, I love Gardens of the Moon. I thought that book was so good. I loved the characters. And so the way that Steven Erikson does it, I think this series is 10 books. I'm pretty sure. And he like has different story arcs going on. And so Gardens of the Moon deals with one set of characters, and then you get Dead House Gates, and it's like a almost completely different set of characters. So, but yeah, I've read Dead House Gates before. There's one character in here. I hate him so much. He's so boring. I couldn't do it. It was like reading Tolstoy, and I just wanted...
Read Tolstoy.
Well, Tolstoy, I really like his books, but he has like these philosophical discussions in the middle, or I'm like, no, let's get back to the action. Go murder someone again. Like, War and Peace. Lots of people die. It's war, so...
That's true.
But yeah, so one of these characters I just couldn't stand, and so I never got into the third book. But Elliot Brooks was reading these on her channel. She was doing a buddy read, and so I decided to give them another try. I have fallen behind. I should be on Memories of Ice for November, but I had other books I was reading. I watched Downton Abbey for the movie. So yeah, I want to finish this one in this month.
Priorities.
I mean...
So the last book I want to read this month is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I don't know. We're bad at this.
Yeah, we are.
In France in the 1800s, and the characters, one's a witch and one's a witch hunter, and they end up being like forced to get married. So I'm almost done with it. It's been pretty funny, I think. So I don't know, probably 3 stars. Everything's 3 stars for me. We'll see. Okay, well those are the books we hope to read in November. I don't know if we'll get to all of them. It's a lot.
It's a lofty list.
I like to have options though.
I do too. I like to read more than one thing at a time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but we will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.